title. Let's see. There we go. So I'm pretty sure here's what we're going to be working on today, which is Hunter's Story. Hunter's Story. Let's see. I actually don't remember it. Can you play this on Congregate? I feel like I searched for this before, but you couldn't play it. Mostly because it's Flash, so you couldn't play it. Yeah, ooh. I remember. Yeah, that's why I didn't want to play this, because you had to download like a special player in order to play it. So what we're going to be working on today is a Hunter's Story clone, where Hunter's Story is, one of these. So you have your little thing that kind of slowly waddles towards you, I guess. Look at that, how cool. And then you just try to kill it. Something like that. So I was toying with this idea earlier today, but now we're actually doing it. So there's a few things that we still need to do. Oh, hello, Gyozan. How are you doing today? Check it out. So, taking a short break from working on this application. I'm almost done with it. We're in the final stretch of the big UI rewrite. I just need to implement this part, but I don't really want to work on that today. I'm slightly burned out from working on pretty much exclusively that for the past month. Maybe not a month, but... So what we're going to be working on today... I'm not sure if you were there for the spiel. Oh, hello, DeadSec. Hello. What I'm working on is going to be... Have you played Hunter's Story? Are you old enough to have played Hunter's Story? And were you into... How into MapleStory were you? Back when Flash was still a thing. So the idea is that, Hunter's Story, you have your kind of archer on one side, then you have your random enemies kind of waddle towards you from the other side. You shoot them, and then just kind of increase your enemy slaying power, and then you're able to take on more and more enemies. Never played it, don't know, but I'm old. Oof. No one's played it but me. I think you can still try to play it if you just, go to Google, type in Hunter's Story, one of these. And you can kind of try to play it on Congregate if you want to download their kind of weird Flash player. Which is neat, but I'm not doing that. And there you go. Here's also my old Congregate name, but I'm not installing this. I had the hankering to play this today, but was immediately turned off by the fact that there's no just some easy solution to play it. So I'm sad that Flash is gone. Yeah. There are lots of tools in order to play old Flash games, but I'd rather not have to download something. So here I am, doing everything I can. Here I am doing this. So where we're at is, so we have the bow. One of the more important parts. Man, I sunk so many hours into playing this when I was a lot younger. But, so you have the bow, we have the arrows, they launch appropriately. And then you have the enemy. That's currently just a debug enemy, and there's no collision. And so we just need to be able to kill the enemy now. And also have arrows like clean themselves up. AKA not just kind of persist for forever. Yeah. Yeah, it's a very grindy game, but it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. It's I don't know, it's almost in the same vein as Cookie Clicker, right? So it's pretty mindless. The only kind of choices you had were like, I think it was skills. I barely remember how to play it. Actually, how did you play Hunter Story? Hunter Story. Give me a video. I remember there being videos. Beating Hunter Story in 18 minutes. Hunter Story 2. There was a Hunter Story 2. Look at these very retro videos. Look at that. Don't look at my recommends. If this loads at all, so we can watch this. Oh no, my recommends. Okay, there's only one VTuber. So look at that. Afflosion.net. Oh baby. Oh god, turn it off. I forgot. Yeah, so there it is, right? That's more or less it. It looks like they're playing a hacked version of it. That's good. You have your power. It's not even animated. The good old days of old Flash games. Yeah. Look at that. Mesos, points, accuracy. Oh, that's something I need to do, and then you can upgrade stuff. What the heck is this? Yeah, so it looks a lot like an incremental game because you have like resets at like ridiculous point costs. And you can upgrade yourself so you do more damage, and then you can, you know, pick which stage you want to go to in order to grind for more stuff. Inspiration, it's pretty much like this is Windows Movie Maker. Familiar with this as well? Inspiration, yeah, well, I'm pretty much, you know, just remaking the Hunter Story in something a bit more modern. That's kind of the idea. Also, I'm leaking ObjectDB instances. I wonder why that is. Hold on. If I turn this off, so we no longer load that just every time. Click on this. We're leaking still. What are we leaking? ObjectDB instances leaked at exit. Run with verbose. Good old days used to animate in Movie Maker. Oh yeah. I think on my YouTube channel, I used to have some really old animations that I made in something. Oh, it was like a GIF thing. You could create GIFs, like animation style, flipbook style. So I had a few of those. The quality was absolutely horrendous since they were, you know, GIFs turned into videos. So what are we leaking, by the way? Is it one of these? So if I go here, we're able to open and close with no leaks. No? Okay, so it's something here that we're leaking. Is it the game manager that's causing us to leak? I understand no code. Would you like me to explain it for you? Would that make it easier? There's not really any code here, right? So you can ignore all this. Same. So like the majority of everything here you can ignore. This one you can also ignore. Let's see. Combat screen, mostly ignore. Yeah, most of this you can ignore. This is the real meat and potatoes of everything, right? Oh, hello, Arrow X. Isn't any code? There is code? Question mark? There is code. What you doing today? What I'm doing. Have you played Hunter Story, Arrow? I was trying to play. I wanted to play it today, but didn't want to have to download one of the weird Flash converters, so I made my own. Never played Hunter's None. Who are these people who have never played Maple Story spin-off games? So you can Google it. This is a video of like someone playing a hacked version of it. That's all. Guys, watching about how to dox him. Yo, go for it, dude. This is my really old YouTube account. Also my really garbage recommends, but luckily there's only one VTuber stream just visible. I grew up poor, couldn't afford your luxuries. That's fair enough. Fair enough. Although Maple Story, it's actually really hard to play Maple Story on like any modern PC. Like Maple Story is like it's like Maple Story is a 2D game. It's aggressively 2D. Yeah. Really big among, I guess, Asian circles. So it's basically like a 2D chat room, and then you just farm. You can think of it like 2D RuneScape, I guess. Like that's pretty much it. You just kill mobs, blah blah blah. So Hunter Story is based off that, based off the Hunter class. So this is what we have, by the way. Sounds boring? Yeah, pretty much. So Hunter Story is like that idea condensed way down. This is like almost one of the OG like incremental games. So all you did was you have your bow, you shoot, try not to miss, and you have enemies that walk at you from across the screen, and if they reach you, then you lose. And that's it. Then you increase your stats. You can reset. Yeah. The Angry Snail is cute. Oh, thank you. I drew that myself. It's based off of the Maple Story snail. Let's see, Maple Story blue snail. Drawn from memory. Look at that. Maple Story pixel art, still very good. I guess this is it. Yeah. And there's the sprite sheet. Conveniently stopping before you lose, huh? Yeah, exactly. Because there's no way to kill it. So, no losing on stream. We only post wins. Anyways, here's the code. That's really it. So, we pull for inputs. So we just rotate the bow sprite to look at your mouse position. We store this. And then current state is changed. So state management is handled by just checking to see, did you press left click? Did you release left click? And then moving from the drawing state to the drawn. So this is bow, if you're drawing your bow, or is your bow already drawn? So we play different animations based off that. And if we ever cycle back to idle, then we'll assume that you tried the fire and arrow, and that's pretty much it. The code is really simple. Pixel art lasts a while. Pixel art, yeah. I wish getting stuff to aim at your mouse was that easy in 3D. Yeah, well, I mean, it kind of is, right? You kind of have to have a different approach to it. So like, I can show you this thing, which I have not worked on at all, but or I've worked on it once, never on stream. Oh, this is not going to open, by the way. Just close it. Just close it. This is in C#. Oh, geez. Ooh, close it. Not from my experience. I don't have a lot of the strategies. I don't like a lot of the strategies do what I've found, because most of them rely on some invisible box that's colliding off in space. How sharp is C? It's fairly sharp. Actually, it's not too sharp if we're talking about how hard it is to work with, or how hard it is to shoot yourself in the foot. So if we're talking about having things just rotate to around, I guess this isn't really rotating around your mouse, but this is the strategy I've come up with, so you can rotate around a point while still maintaining momentum. Is that what you are referring to? Or did you want something to just rotate around a point? So you have this kind of really convoluted pivot system, right? So you have your camera mount, your camera pivot, and then your camera. So then you have two axes of movements, and then pretty much never touch the camera. And then attached to the camera mount, we have the weapon mount, the weapon pivot, and then your weapon. So this is what it looks like when it moves. So you gotta wait for the solution to build. Yay, C#. How can I be a mushroom again? You need to redeem a randomized channel points. Yeah, there we go. So there is no mushroom channel point reward. You could just try to roll for it. So you have one of these. I think doing this like pivot within a pivot within a pivot system has worked for a lot of the games I've done, at least in 3D. My command didn't work. Oh, did it not? I feel like it should have. Hold on. Duck. Oh, I'm already a duck, so it doesn't matter. Hold on. Randomize me off. Is this a bug? Does it no longer work? That's weird. I wonder if you do like an uppercase duck, am I not, hold on. Does uppercase duck not work? Oh yeah, uppercase duck doesn't work. That's a bug. Well, you can be a duck. How did you not account for that? I thought I did account for that. You know, there's a lot of things to account for. I don't remember how it all works. Yeah, there's a million corner cases we need to account for. I tried to account for most of them, but sometimes some things slip through the cracks. Right? I think if you want to see how it's actually written, I mean, it's not too hard. It's right here. So let's continue to get distracted. Let's see, chat minions. Let's see, I believe it's in this one. This is the handler. So custom command, and we're looking for, oh yeah. It only works with lowercase. Yeah. I guess I didn't realize I'm only looking for lowercase, and it's a very simple, just does this string contain this substring logic. So how strange, or how unfortunate. I will not be updating it. Anyways, let's see. Play this again. I'm trying to solve an object DB instance is leaked at exit error. So it's gone now. Yeah, I don't know. Is it one of these? So if you ever fire anything, does it leak? So fire the arrow. No, I don't know. It was leaking instances, but now it's not, so I have no idea what's going on. Oh, incredibly lazy code. Yeah, well, pull requests are welcome. Just add more commands. No. How about no? So here's the thing: is that you could go with the really simple solution and it would work, right? So you could account for, I add another line, message find uppercase duck, or properly capitalized duck. But then your code starts to get really, really long. It starts to get really, really verbose for something that's really easy. So it's better to find a better solution at this point instead of just adding more cases. But finding a better solution isn't trivial. So. Yeah, if message find or message find duck. Yeah, but see exactly. It starts getting kind of hard to read. That's the problem. Like there's a better solution. I just haven't thought of it yet. And it's not really hurting anybody. Like it still works. What is a negative even for? Yeah. Just doing, yeah. The negative is for, so if the find function finds this string, it will give you back the position in the string. So the position will be 0 to the length of the string, basically. If it does not find this string, it will return -1. -1, basically. Yeah. So the better solution would be to just convert the entire message to lowercase. So it's not too hard. It's not too hard to do, actually, now I'm thinking about it, but I'm not changing it on stream. Or, you know, we could change it on stream, you know? Let's get wild with it. If duck, quack. Yeah, I guess we could. You know what? If you want, we can change it on stream. Okay. Alright. So let's solve our problems live on stream. Or let's fix my questionably programmed software live on stream. So go into chat minions, we'll go here. I believe this solution should work. So we do, yeah, we can just modify the message here, just in place. Message equals message to lower. Yeah, and then that should work, I think, yeah. Now that I'm thinking about it. It is coding, I'm not changing it on stream. Well, it's because I'm currently running it, so it's actually going to... It's going to cause me to drop some frames. Because it does need to... I don't know. I can hear it crackle. Whenever you turn off the WebSocket, it causes me to drop some frames. So it does clean itself up, but for some reason, whenever you... I guess close the entire window, not in debug mode, it kind of crackles, which is a bit weird. Anyways. Needs frames. Probably you do, if you want to be able to view the stream. Yeah, well, and we're coding, but we weren't coding this, we were coding something else. But now we're here. No debug. File exists. We're just sending it, I guess. There we go. Hello. Look at this. Oh, geez. What is this? What? Why is it so green? Oh, that's why. Okay. Well, this is unfortunate. Creepy music. Yeah. Okay, hold on. I remember now. This is another reason why I didn't want to re-export it. It's because I was making some changes to it, and it was slightly messed up. So this should be fairly easy to do, I think. I think. So this needs to be... We go here. I think this doesn't need to be screen capture or this doesn't need to be game capture anymore, so we can take this off. Or I guess we can just disable it. Then we'll go into window capture, potato overlay, sure. Where's my potato overlay? And then let's go over here, mess with my OBS settings. Let's see, transform, fit to screen. How does that look? I think this looks kind of bad. Yeah. I don't know. So look at this. So the green screen is kind of messing with how the things look. They're so washed out. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. So it's chroma keyed. It's chroma key green. So we can modify it. Oh geez. Ooh. Let's see, smoothness. Ooh. I don't really know. Nope. Oh, is it the contrast? I upped the contrast for some reason. Does that look better? They didn't say wash, they said wah. Oh, you're right. I forgot. I apologize for assuming what you were trying to say. It looks very wah out. I'm not really sure why it looks really bad. Ooh. I guess this is better. Now everything is just kind of tinted green. I guess that's fine. And we can smooth it out a little bit. I'm trying to see. That looks okay, right? It looks a lot better when the the label goes over the counter. Yeah, this is fine, I guess. Send it. Yeah, well, it has to be chroma key green, so if we're chroma keying things. Anyways, I'm not fixing it. You brought this upon yourself. It's what you deserve. It's not exactly what you requested, but it's what you deserve. Fix it, senpai. Absolutely not. Now everything is just slightly tinted green. I mean, it works, and actually, it's easier on my system since we're just doing window capture, not game capture. Window cap. I've been meaning to change that for a while, but check it out. Now it works. So what was I doing here? Now that I've completely looked at a different screen, I've lost track of what exactly I was trying to do. Oh, I was trying to do this. I was trying to implement arrows. So when arrows collide with a thing, we're coding, I think. Yeah, probably. Coding. Coding is like a. I feel like I feel like it's a kind of a British term for programming. Almost. Oh no. I feel like my coworkers, they call themselves programmers, but most of them are Americans. Or I guess coder is like a non-programmer term for programming. Like you're a coder, and I was like, I guess I call myself a programmer actually, but potato, I suppose. We all know what you meant, but that's not what I like to call myself. So how do I get collisions? Get colliding bodies? Is this what I want, or do I want to use a signal? Because I guess we're not actually colliding. Body entered? Yeah, this isn't really body entered. Okay. Let's just see what we're colliding with. That might be a bit easier. So get colliding bodies. Requires contact monitor to be set to true and context reported to set high enough to detect all the collisions. Okay. So player has arrows. Yeah. There we go. Contact monitor needs to be on. Just needs to talk to at least 2. Maybe not. We can try it out. We can try just using a callback. Regional English is weird. It is. It is very weird. You know, my favorite is, I guess, the difference between British English or Queen's English and American English. So I guess the obvious ones are like the accents. But even like Canadian English and American English is very subtly different. Right, so you have like I use this example a lot when talking about the differences, but it's like to know if they're Canadian. The hardest one for Canadians to, I guess, get rid of saying is the difference is status. So if you're Canadian, you're probably saying status. Status and status. I guess if you're British, you spell armor with a U. Honor with a U. Yeah, I found some words that no one I know in the US knows. Toke. Toke or torque? I learn British English, but mostly I speak American English. Oh, baby. Yeah. I feel like a lot of people I know who learned English from like I guess Asia. So like people from Hong Kong and Malaysia, when they learn English, they learn Queen's English, but they have more of an American accent, because that's how they learned to speak, was watching American TV shows and movies. But from the books, it's all Queen's English. Or British English, whatever you want to call it. I'll call it Queen's English to just kind of group all the other crown... It's not crown dependencies. What are they called? They recognize the Queen, but... Buddy... Is in group. Okay, so we need to check a few things here. So game manager, we need to have these two. So there's the enemy group, some sort of string. I think words with you look fancy, I suppose. I think words with you kind of throw me off. But yes, they are fancy. Yeah. Floor group, I guess. I don't know why I'm doing this, but just to be consistent. So arrows can collide with two things, the enemy and the floor. So that's just how we're checking it. How can no one pronounce toque? 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 Born at a very young age. Yes. I concur. I also know you were born at a very young age. How does that make you feel? Like color? Yeah, color. Or if you're typing, was it initialize in the British way? So initialize with an S, not a Z. Luckily, Godot uses American English, which is nice. So body is in group this one, else elif body is in group, game manager, floor group. There is no wall. Toque. Toque, it's toque. I don't know what toque is. What is a toque? Toque? Is it not pronounced toque?
Toque.
It is toque. Yeah. A small cap. Oh. A beanie's a toque? Interesting. No, it's not toque. It is toque.
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 Toque. Toque. It's pronounced toque. We can look at Wiktionary, or just Wikipedia, and we can look at the pronunciation there. Toque. Toque. Yeah, toque. There's no toque. I suppose you could pronounce it toque as well. Yeah. O-U, T-O-U, code, toque, toque. No. No, it is still toque. Toque. Either one of these is toque. Toque? Well, yeah, I guess if you're talking about like people who also say beg. You buying your milk and begs? Going down to Tim Hortons? Get you some, I don't know. Toque. Wasn't there, I think on, yeah, I was looking up like Worcestershire pronunciation, which is fun. So this is the American one. Worcestershire. And then the British one is Worcestershire. Bagged milk. Bagged milk. Gotta pronounce it with like an E on both of those. Never seen a bagged milk. Don't go hating on Tim Hortons. Timmy's. How to pronounce toque? We can look this up too. Toque pronunciation. Toque. Oh, there we go. It changes.
Toque.
Oh, the British pronunciation is toque.
Toque.
Toque. Toque. And then the American one is toque. That's weird. Toque. Toque. I've only heard it pronounced as toque, but I guess. I guess the American one is toque. That's one of the weird cases where I've been pronouncing it the British way. How strange. Yeah. never bought bagged milk. I believe that's a strictly Canadian thing, or if you live near the Canadian border. So if body ends in group, this thing, then I guess body needs to receive damage. So we'll have a function, receive damage, and then we'll have some sort of input here. So damage, some sort of float. Yeah, that's pretty much it, right? And then there also needs to be some sort of modifier. English confusing everything. Tuesday the coding class. Welcome to grammar class. Well, you know, coding is actually a lot of grammar, right? So if you think about it, you know, programming is basically just like grammar class. You know, you need to learn how to structure your essays properly, do things in the correct order so that makes sense, yada yada. I'd like to know no one remembers any country other than Canada having bagged milk. Yeah, well, what other countries have bagged milk? Milk. Now I'm saying, I've said milk like milk like milk. I'm just, I cannot stop saying it the Canadian way. The UK has bagged milk? What? Which US city sells bagged milk? It must be a northern one, right? Like I said, one of the ones near like the Canadian border. I don't know, you're chatting about Canadians calling milk milk. They do call it milk. You buy milk and you buy milk and begs. That's part of that Canadian accent. No, Canadians, no, we don't. Yeah, they do. Not all of them, right? It's probably closer to like a central Canadian, around I guess Winnipeg. So that's also around the, is that Minnesota? You got a Minnesotan accent. Been here a while. Yeah. I have talked to, I do know a lot of Canadians too. There are Canadians who like don't have an accent. So I suppose if you're from like the Toronto area, you don't really have much of an accent. Or I suppose if you're from Vancouver, people from Vancouver, at least the ones I've talked to, don't really have too much of an accent. As much as I can tell. It's more just like a generic Pacific Northwest accent. But I've talked to a few people from Winnipeg, and some people from Toronto actually still. I guess not Toronto. What's the area? Toronto's not above the Great Lakes. What's the region above the Great Lakes? And that's how they pronounced it. So that's what I'm going with. So this needs to be Minnesota. Yeah, Minnesota is definitely a U.S. state, but it's in that area. So Winnipeg is to the northwest of Minnesota. So I'm talking about that kind of accents, right? So the accents, just like I don't really have I guess a stereotypical Southern accent, right? Or just like, you know, you have people from, you know, West Texas who actually like have literal cowboy accents. It's like, it's not how everyone talks, but some people talk like that. Right? Or I guess was it the stereotypical American accents, which I suppose would be, what is the stereotypical American accent? I guess it's just Southern. Southern or Valley Girl. So I actually have only met one person who has a Valley Girl accent. According to what I'm reading, in the 80s, most American companies use bagged milk. I've never been to anywhere that sold bagged milk. And I've been to a lot of states. So at least the Midwest, American South, and then I guess the important Northeast states like New York, Pennsylvania. California definitely does not have bagged milk. I've never been to the Pacific Northwest, so I can't speak for that. So we want to pass along data, I think. 80s, that's like before US time. Yeah. If we're talking around Toronto, that's Ontario. Yeah. I don't know. Well, Toronto is... It's on that little peninsula, isn't it? It's like... Like, I think part of Michigan goes above Toronto. So Toronto is actually very... It's very American. Or I guess people in that area are very Torontoan, I suppose. Depending on which way your, I guess, perspective is. Oh no, it's a speed search, not many good examples. Toronto is in Ontario. Yeah, well, I don't know too much about Canadian provinces. All I know is there's Winnipeg, which is is Winnipeg and is that Manitoba? You have BC, British Columbia, pretty much just Vancouver. You have Yukon, which is the top left. You have is it just the Northern Territories? The top right. Nova Scotia, that's a good one. On the far right, there's Quebec, which is around the Hudson Bay, but it's like the southwest part of the Hudson Bay. I don't know. If health is less than 0, or less than equal to 0, then we'll just queue free it, I guess, and we'll have to do... Or actually, no, we don't want to queue free. We want to play some sort of kill animation as well. So we'll do... Yes, Winnipeg is... It's close to Michigan, looks like. Yeah, it's actually below some parts of Michigan. Parts of the US state Michigan go above parts, or, yeah. Toronto is below the northern part of Michigan, which is cool, I guess. Killed. Northern Territories, Northwest Territories. Yeah, it's one of those things. It's one of those. Michigan's across the lake from Toronto, though, so I guess now we have a geography lesson. Oh, baby. I used to be really good at geography, not anymore. I haven't had to look at a map in a while. I used to be able to, name all the countries, name all the capitals, name all the U.S. states and all the U.S. capitals, and also a lot of the Canadian ones, because I don't know, that was just required. So killed, we need to, will be like anim player, play, killed, and then, then that means we need to hook up. Actually, that just means that we need to do this. Geography. But yeah, anyways, bagged milk, not very common in the US. All that to say, it's not very common. I don't know any places that people usually go to that sell bagged milk, but feel free to correct me. Milk in the US usually comes in jugs. So, and also in the UK, I don't remember ever seeing bagged milk. I think in the UK, it usually comes in cartons. At least when I was in London. I'm in the app, the desktop app. The desktop app. There's a Twitch desktop app. Animation completed anim name. I used the app for a while. Oh, doesn't the app, it gives you access to like the Twitch rewards or whatever. Anim name equals. Okay, hold on. I think we're now doing comparisons for these kind of things. We need to start doing it like this. If we're doing comparisons based off string names, I would rather have kind of a pseudo enum. It's not really an enum anymore, but or it's literally not an enum. It's actually just a dictionary, but can see that I like Java-style enums, where you can convert them to strings. Don't know about Twitch rewards, but I had some really good mod packs. Mod packs? Are you dogging on me because I can't type difficult words? Alright, hey now. Everyone play nice. Everyone play nice. Don't make me get out the spray bottle. According to Google, Quick Trip in the upper Midwest. Quick Trip? Quick Trip? Quick Trip? What's a Quick Trip? So we don't... That's not Quick Trip as in like a QT. What's a Quick Trip? Quick Trip? Convenience store? Quick Trip? Quick Trip? Oh, it's just in Minnesota and Wisconsin. Yeah, the two states closest to Winnipeg. Yeah. Yeah, I brought this up in my initial assertion. Yeah. It's really only states or like towns really close to the Canadian border. Yeah. The US doesn't really sell bagged milk. Bagged milk. Bagged milk. Yeah, I know I'm ragging on it, but it's just one of those things I find funny. Just like, you know, for a little bit back when I was working with a lady from West Texas, I actually did pick up some of her accent, which is like it's a cowboy accent, right? It's an accent I didn't think actually existed, but it does. People do talk like that, and it's really charming. Also a little annoying after a little bit. Because it's a very over-dramatic sounding accent. So anim name is anims killed. Well, we'll call it anim, not anims, because that's not usually how you name enums. So anim killed. Then we'll just hit it with a Q free. Yeah, that's easy enough. Right, so the move animation will always just loop. So let's open up recent documents, snails. There we go. So I drew this pretty much entirely by hand, very painful. And you can see all the layers here. So let's grab the sketch again. There it is, it's beautiful. So our second animation, and I'm using a really large sheet because I'm probably just gonna draw a few more snails. So we have the blue snail, then we'll have the red snail, and I think there's a rainbow snail at some point. I remember that being a thing. Oh, keep the sketch on there, and so now we'll just need to. This is going to be the killed animation. So let's see. Drag this up to 10. We want to grab this color and then this color here. All right, so we have our two colors. So let's just start drawing. Wait, hold on. There's a few things. This is blue move, and then this is gonna be blue dye. Blue dye, there we go. Shuba, 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 shuba. Yeah, I need to work on my... Wait, why am I not showing the... Oh, okay. This one. Here. I need to work on my audio quality. So you know, you may or may not know this, but HoloLive's new batch of English talents is more or less recently debuted. So it's not really recently, it's like a month ago, which is forever in internet time. However, one of them has like the best audio quality I've heard in a streamer in a long time. So I need to figure out how they do it, because when I listen like direct monitor into my audio box, you know, my voice does sound like really high fidelity. But when I listen to my stream, like on my just other computer here, it sounds a lot, very washed out, not a lot of bass, you know? Actually, hold on. I'm just all over the place today. I'm just all over the place. But if we do this really quick, if we add a filter. I wonder if that's what it is just an expander. Yes, expander. What does this do? You sound fine and cute, ooh-woo. But no, we can do better. We can do better. I don't really know what this does though. Let's see. What is expander? What does expander do? Does this do anything? Output gain makes my voice louder. Probably not. Expands, yes. Just like a certain song. Don't say it. No. You know what? I'm gonna keep this on. I'm gonna keep that on. I hear an echo. Yes, is because I was listening to my self-talk to see if anything actually happened. Anyways, you don't hear it? I do hear it. I took off my headphones so I could listen to myself talk on my other PC. That I just keep on to make sure that I'm still streaming. Snail. This is a snail. He's a very angry snail. This is the sketch. I freehanded this. I'm still only drawing this with my mouse, by the way. I have a drawing tablet, but I just don't want to lug it over. So I'm thinking we'll do like a wah. Wah. So we'll kind of melt the snail. Kind of something like this. Color that in. Don't color it in. I know your feel. I know your feel, or I know that feel. Two very different things, which one of which is a little kind of weird, but I know your feel. Ooh woo. Alright, so we just kind of draw over this. Let's go to the mouth. Before that, I'm gonna grab this. Mouse is a fine art tool. Let's see. One of these. Yeah. That looks sufficiently distressed. Alright. Still need to grab all the colors again. You know what? Why am I doing it this way? I should just do it like this so I can still grab everything I need. So the shell, and then this part of the shell is also just on the same thing. So we do one of these. Not this one, this one. Estonian. I don't know any Estonian. It's one of the... I'm not super familiar with a lot of Eastern European languages, unfortunately. I think the only one I really know a little bit of is Russian, and then only then it's like Privyet. I only know Privyet. Oh no, Privyet and Spasiba, that's a good one. Spasiba, Niet, Da. That's pretty much it. Yeah. Don't know if that's really enough to get by, but. Oh, Shuba. Bliat. Yeah, Suka Bliat. That's a good one. I know that one from the various memes and whatnot. Yeah. Korosho. What's Korosho? Is that another curse word? Oh, Davistania? Yeah, Davistania. Yeah. I feel like I remember that from video games. That sounds familiar at the very least. Oh, these are eyebrows. Eyebrows. Eyes. I think I need to exaggerate this more. Wah. Wah. He looks very sad now. How unfortunate. Oh, the snail is sad because you just murdered him. You missed my long message? I know, I saw it. I went with a Shuba. Decided not to really double down on saying it too much. Alright, there we go. And then I just need to fill in everything else. So grab this. Boom. Grab this. Boom. One of these, and then I think we can just continue animating this, I guess. No, the only languages I'm somewhat competent at is English. Well, English I'm not somewhat competent at. English, I'll say it, I'm good at English. Better than your average person. But it's really the only language I can really speak. It's not just Shuba. Did you type a different message? I don't see it. Oh, Shuba Booba. Shububa. I missed it. Yes, you are right. I'm sorry. The word was too long, so I just kind of assumed what you were trying to say. So what do we want to do here? Well, I think we'll just have the snail kind of like fall over. I think that's grim. That's pretty grim. Good enough. So wow. Something like that. Probably a bit too high for the eyes, but whatever. Husky duck. Love the new emote. Thank you, thank you. I also drew that emote. Because I'm too lazy to, I guess, hire someone to draw emotes for me. I don't know if well, actually, I don't know if that's laziness, but it's just, I don't really want to hire people to draw emotes for me. Why can't I click on this? Did I draw this on the wrong layer? No. Oh, I drew this with the wrong color to begin with. Okay. Oh, geez. That's not good. Undo fill. Yeah, one of these. Something like that. All the other colors don't really matter. It's just to kind of blend with the layers. Want to be scared of a language? Sure. Which language are we talking about? I already know, I can, as previously mentioned, I can speak, or I can read Mandarin, read simplified Chinese at almost a 3rd grade level. I can speak at almost the 1st grade level, Mandarin. So that's already pretty difficult. Can't really imagine it getting any harder than that, I guess. But I'm ready to be pleasantly surprised. Or unpleasantly surprised, I guess. Estonian? Yeah. I think a lot of is Estonian a Slavic language? Because if so, I guess that would make sense. Because I think the kind of structures around them I've heard they're pretty difficult. But of course, I don't have first-hand experience speaking those languages, so it's hard for me to say. Oh, jeez. Trying to get some perspective in here, but it's hard since I'm not really sure what I'm doing. Oh god. I don't know. How do you say thank you in Estonian? Or how do you what's a complicated sentence in Estonian? I drew it on the wrong layer as well. That's annoying. Just kind of erase this since it's on the wrong layer and I don't know how far back I have to tab. Alright, so now we have... Oh, what's M? Magic, probably. Kumik tega kumitas kumitas. So there's two repeated words for sure. But other than that, I'm not really getting it. These are your eye stalks. I guess we'll grab the eye color as well. Why not? While we're at it. Go forward. Circles. Circles. It's very sad. I'm doing this on eye color as well. Well, we can merge these two. They're pretty much the same. Lose tile mappings. And we just need to fill in this little part here. I feel like I get too attached to the idea of having a lot of layers. Kumi kutega kumitas kumitis. Oh, I see. It's not the same word twice. It's kumitus, and then the last one is kumutis. I don't know how to pronounce. Is Estonian phonetic? Do you pronounce every single one? Every single sound? So this is the body. Let's grab this. Yeah, there we go. And then I think what I'm going to do is just going to flip the snail over, I guess. We'll just flip the snail over. I like the idea of it. Let's do it. Ghost with Willy's haunts the cupboard. The cupboard. Sounds good to me. She sells seashells by the seashore. How is this gonna look? I don't know. I guess let's draw the shell first, because I know what that looks like. Let's grab this and this. And then we'll go... Alright, this is the wrong one. It needs to be this one. Something like... Well, I think it makes more sense to do this thing first. Grab the body colors, go forward. Remember to save. I don't know. What's this gonna look like? So I guess it's going to be something like this. So you have your snail. Or maybe we'll just have it like kind of flop over and then have the shell cover it. I think that sounds good, maybe. Yeah, so rises up for 2 frames and then falls over. Yeah, that's probably a bit easier. We're taking the easy way out. Okay, so we'll just kind of do this one more time. Wah. One of these. Kind of very carefully draw it. Switch to this, which is the shadow. And there we go. That's pretty much it, yeah. Let's grab the mouth stuff. Or no, let's do the shell stuff first. And also shell squiggle. Oh my god, shell squiggle can be merged down for a lot of these, so we'll just call this shell. Until I'm not an artist. Kind of do one of these. Wow. Then just the outline because it looks a bit better. And then let's go back and get the squiggle. Yes, Estonia is a phonetic language. Had to Google what it meant. Oh, so that means if it's phonetic, you would pronounce your previous sentence. It would be pronounced cum ikutega kumitus kumitas kumutis. Right? Is that how you pronounce it? So phonetically, you would pronounce you pronounce it phonetically, right? So English is not phonetic. English has a lot of corner cases. You got it? Oh, okay. So it's kumikutega kumitus kumitas kumutis. That is hard. Kumikutega kumitus kumitas kumutis. I suppose it's harder since I don't know what I'm saying. But I guess that would be it. Yeah. Alright. Let's see, eyes. Grab these, and the eyebrows are just gonna be separate because that's how I'm doing it. Yeah, look at that. Fill these in. It's a little cursed, I'm not gonna lie. And I guess it is weird that the eyebrows just disappear, so I think I do need to have the eyebrows. Let's grab this. Eyebrows. Then eyebrows. Even though snails don't have eyebrows. Did a really good job. Thank you, sir. Thank you, thank you. I know Chinese tongue twisters are tough. If only because I guess they're not really a tongue twister. It's more just like a tonal twister. Because that's one of the tough things in tonal languages. Is I think if you say a phrase that you don't usually say a lot, you actually need to like emphasize the tones. So there's the really common one, which is like it's like about a poet that eats stone lions, and it's like written in like ancient Chinese, so that every word is just pronounced sh. Which is tough. And I've done this with the wrong color once again. Do one of these. How sad, you killed a snail. Yeah, but was it Chinese? Modern Mandarin has 4 tones. Plus, it's 4 tones plus 1 because there's always the colloquial tone that doesn't really have a well-defined pronunciation. Which is always fun because it just means that you have to guess what people expect you to say. Yeah, something like that. Which I suppose is fine, right? The colloquial tone is really just used for like questions. So you need to sound surprised. You would go like, you know, rising intonation. So it's not so bad. Let's go. Oh, I'm drawing this all on the body. Oh my god. Okay. Art. Let's grab, please. I really should stop using, I need to rebind Alt to something else. Because it's causing me to click on the wrong things, and that's going to be my excuse for sometimes misclicking. So there we go, and then spiral. Layers made it easy but also difficult, yes. You do need to be, you need to make sure that you're doing everything on the correct layers, otherwise the layers are kind of invalidated. So let's see, body layer, let's grab this, we'll go forward, fill this in. I suppose the mouth needs to be not this, so let's erase it. 10. One of these eyes. I believe eyes are just the same color. Yeah, and we'll grab this. Look at that. You hate to see that. Can I ask you what PFP is? Profile picture? See, I still know the lingo. I still know. I'm still hipping with it. Yeah, there we go. Bonk. There we go. I suppose I should have like another frame of animation, but I'm not going to add one. I'm just going to have it, I guess, linger for a little bit. So save it. Save all the layers. Takes a little bit. Then we will overwrite without saving, or overwrite without asking. You'll go back here. We can open up our blue snail. Yeah, but PFP is profile picture, by the way, in case you were wondering. It's an acronym that I also like to use, if only because it's pretty relevant and people talk about it, not often, but enough. So, boom, boom, boom. One of these. That's pretty much it, right? Yeah. So we'll have it linger for a little bit, and then also have the. I guess we can mess with the modulation. So we'll do one of these, and then at the very end we just fade it out. So it'll look like, I don't know if I like that. Let's do an ease in. Maybe an ease out. I don't know, ease out means that it goes really fast. No, I meant to ask what is your profile picture? My profile picture is, what is my profile picture? I don't usually What is my? Oh, it's here in the corner. I think it's an astronaut. I don't know. I drew it like a while ago, and it's just one of the only square icons I had. So that's what I've used. It's like an American astronaut, I guess. Let's see. Fade out. I suppose that works. Boom. Yeah, that's fine. And then when I do red snail or the red snail at some point, then I'll just do, I guess, the same thing. Mostly see the blue circle. Yeah, it's hard to tell. It is like a square, and you can really only see like the bottom of the helmet and a little red thing in the corner. I mean, it's fairly distinctive though. No one else is dumb enough to have such a pixelated profile picture, except for me. All right, so arrow. If body is in group one of these, then we'll do self.queue_free, and then also body receive damage, because we can assume that it's received damage. And so I suppose we'll have to have like a damage variable. So var damage, which is some sort of float, we'll default it to 1, and then we'll have some sort of modifier to, some sort of modifier to apply to it. So how did I do enemy stuff? So there's additional data that you can pass, or you can just pass just damage. Yeah, okay. And then if body is in group floor, then we'll just do a queue free on ourselves. There we go. A drawing is done. The drawing is the longest part of any game dev thing I ever do. So, let's go here. We can test it out. Should just work, I think. New game. So there's no person holding the bow just yet, but you just do woo. Okay, cool. Interesting. So it's not reporting contacts. Instead, it's just pushing the arrows along, which is good. Love it. Let's have a lifetime. So var const lifetime. So after 5 seconds, I think, well, after 10 seconds, we should try to clean up. And so var lifetime counter is equal to 0. Let me see. Oh, I got what the heck? 22 seconds again. I've been gifted a tier 1 subscription to a channel I pretty much never watch. How neat. Gotta love it. So here we'll do, we'll do lifetime counter plus equals delta, and then if lifetime counter is greater than lifetime, then we'll just queue free, and then early return, easy. So that these will hopefully clean themselves up. I got a gifted sub to a channel I watched once. Yeah. I think that seems to be a fairly common thing to happen. Is that you just happen to stumble across a channel because the streamer you were initially watching raids another channel. And then, congratulations, you have a gifted sub. I guess we can't complain too much. It is just free stuff, I suppose. Oh, you know what? This isn't working. I know why this isn't working. It's because I forgot to do this. I forgot to just add them to the group. So this is enemy. Generally don't like doing this visually, but this allows me to, I guess, just kind of ignore the grouping. Actually, you know what? Let's not do it visually at all. Let's do it via code. So we'll do add to group game manager enemy. But yeah, I don't really do too much of the subscription stuff. It's not really a huge priority for me. Some free emotes for a while, yeah. I suppose that's a plus side to having good emotes that you can use in a lot of places, or just like a good emote in general, is that it kind of incentivizes people to just, you know, buy a subscription to your channel, I guess. But you know, I think you should. I would encourage people to spend their money on better things than a subscription. At least to my channel, you know. Since I only do programming, I suppose for other channels it makes more sense, right? Because if you're only doing gaming, you're not really generating stuff. You're purely entertainment. And so if you're not, I guess, building, yeah, I don't really know. You know, for programming, even if I don't get any subscription money, I'm still building out software that I can, you know, use later for a portfolio or potentially sell it, you know, all that good stuff. So it's rewarding in and of itself. Whereas, I guess regular streamers do need to depend more on subscriptions for their streaming to be more or less worthwhile, you know? Otherwise, you're just a person who's talking to themselves. You know, no hate. I wish I was one of those people who could just play video games all day and then also just kind of like talk. That sounds like it would be pretty cool. I mean, I can get a bag of chips and a soda for a sub fee. Yeah. I don't know. I think I would rather have like a bag of chips and a soda. You know? Maybe that's just me. You know, it's like, you can support me for the cost of a cup of coffee. And it's like, I think I'd rather just have the cup of coffee at that point. No offense. So let's test this out. So we have everything hooked up. Click on new game. Arrow hits the ground, nothing happens. That's cool. What happens when the arrow... Well, the arrow is just colliding with the enemy at this point. And nothing's happening. I like your program a lot, that's why I subbed. Oh baby. I'm glad you liked the program. I do work with a lot of open source stuff, so I suppose it makes sense. That is also, like, I guess almost literally my job is working with open source. Specialize in it, yada yada. Let's see. Why isn't this working? So let's set a breakpoint in my script. So on body entered, so hopefully, you know what? I forgot to hook it up. I forgot to hook it up. So this one should be pretty easy. We'll just do connect body entered self on body entered. Yeah, way back when, in like last year in like September, I think I only worked on games and only some of them were open source. But the beginning of this year, I decided that I wanted to... Although, I started noticing the VTuber craze is getting bigger and bigger, so I was like, it might be kind of cool. Might be kind of cool to see how it works. And then just built the entire piece of software on stream. And so I think it has been a plus, I think, working on that, you know, because it is like a niche as opposed to regular game development. So there's, well, game development's already a niche, right? But VTuber development, even more of a niche, and so you get people to notice you more. So I think if I was trying to grow the channel, which I suppose I am, if only to get those sweet GitHub stars. If I was trying to grow the channel, I should really focus on a lot of that stuff, but we're not doing that. Hello, Mr. Duck. Hello, JK boys. How are you doing today? Tonight? I'm trying to figure out why this isn't working. So what I'm doing, I feel like, JK boys, you probably have you played MapleStory before? You played MapleStory? And by extension of that, if you have played MapleStory, have you played a game called Hunter's Story? So Hunter's Story is a game where you are Archer on one side. It's pretty much like it's like really old school cookie clicker. So you have thingies, you have enemies that run at you from the other side, and then you just try to shoot them, and you accrue cash and experience when you kill them. Good, what about you? I'm doing alright. I guess something I forgot to mention previously when other people asked me how I was. I did move on to a final, or I may or may not have, for legal reasons, I may or may not have moved on to the final rounds of an interview I may or may not be doing. So if all goes well, I guess I'll have just 2 jobs, since my current one is kind of a joke, but they still pay me for some reason. Yeah. But yeah, Hunter's Story is a Flash game, so you can't really play it anymore, which is why I'm trying to remake it in Godot. So I'm already most of the way there. I just need to figure out this part. The collisions are the hardest part for anything. So arrow. Let's see, collision. What if we're just on a different layer? So everything else is on layer 1. So we listen for layer 1, but we're on layer 2. So we should be able to collide with things. That's great. Thank you. Glacier is invisible. Are you invisible? Oh, it is invisible because it's green. No, it's not. It just looks invisible, right? Oh, you know what? It is invisible. All right, let's give you a shirt. All right, congratulations, you're purple now. Would you like to be green again? I can rapidly click again to hopefully randomize you back into being invisible. All right, so we changed to collision mask. So hopefully, nope, not gonna work. So let's check. We should be able to run into it at least, right? So we should be colliding. Nope. No collisions. What if I add an area 2D, and then we just have this listen for collisions as well? And so this will be pretty much the same shape. So let's see. We'll call it. How big was this one? 50 by 10. So then this one needs to be slightly bigger. 50 by... I said I was going to make it slightly bigger. Proceeded to make it the same size. Okay. I want green. Alright, well. There is a chat command, but... Let's see. Randomize. There's no way for me to pick your color in this UI. Let's see. Just wait for it. There we go. Just need to roll the 7-sided die a few times. We'll get there eventually. Alright, so we can do area 2D dot connect. Body entered. So hopefully this should work, I think. Right? Yeah, there we go. Boing. Oh, jeez. Oh, it's because there's not, I didn't pass in the damage. There we go. So damage, and then there should be some sort of data. This function can be overwritten by other arrow types or whatever. There we go. Should work. So we just needed an area. Otherwise, I guess, yeah, that makes sense that it would never be entered. So there's no hit animation. Oh, you know what? I do need to make a hit animation. Otherwise, it looks kind of jank. Oh, geez. Why is it just looping? Did I set it to loop by accident? No. Killed. Oh, okay. If health is less than or equal to 0, and an anim player current animation is not anim killed. There we go. Kill enemy and break game. Yeah, well, you know. I spent most of this stream just trying to draw this. I'm not too much of an artist. So this is the Maple Story Blue Mushroom as filtered through the lens of someone who doesn't know how to draw. Why are you like this? Alright, so what if we just toggle it instead? So we have some sort of toggle. So we do var is killed. Var is killed. False. Hopefully you isn't killed. And not is killed. So then anim player, anim killed. And then is killed is equal to true. So we only ever play it once. And then if anim name. Did I not hook it up? Oh, I keep forgetting to do that. We can go back. We don't need this. I keep forgetting to hook up all my things. So anim player connect. Animation finished. Self on anim finished. Animation completed. Animation finished. On animation finished. Sick duck, bro. Who drew that emote? It's me. Or I suppose I didn't draw it, I traced it, but, you know. Still had to scale it down. I know the basics of drawing, I'm just not good at it. I don't have the patience to do a lot of drawing. Oh, there we go, cool. So another thing we need to do is play some sort of, I guess, damage effect, which might be a bit difficult. Huh. So how would you do damage numbers? There's like fancy damage numbers and not fancy damage numbers. We can go with not fancy damage numbers for now. So there's like Maple Story style damage numbers that I would like to have because they're kind of punchy. They have that kind of, you know, kick to them. So Maple Story damage numbers. I'm pretty sure this is just gonna get you a calculator. Hit numbers, yeah, something like that. So there's something about these, like that type of damage number that is very satisfying. So there are some libraries I could download that would give me access to, I guess, making it easy. I have a package that is being delivered right now. That's crazy. Since it's almost 9 o'clock. I feel bad for Amazon delivery drivers, but that's capitalism for you. Yeah, so this is kind of the vibe I want to go for, but I think it's a bit hard to get that kind of fonts into Godot. So how would you do this? There was a plugin that I had starred somewhere. Let me see if I can find it. And I mean, you know, we'll do it live. We'll just figure it out. Texture fonts. Yeah, there we go. MIT licensed. Texture fonts is a plugin for Godot 3.3.3. Allows for easy creation of custom fonts directly inside of Godot. Simply load a texture, specify some parameters, and the plugin will generate all the necessary font data. Okay, cool. Well, let's do it. Sounds good to me. Texturefonts.zip. Yeah, let's not do this. Let's do 7-zip, extract to texture fonts, and then what we're going to do, we're going to delete this. We're going to grab this file, go to Hunter Storage GD. We'll create an add-ons folder, add-ons. Just drop this inside of here. Should be good. And then we'll just reference the wiki for how to do fonts. So we really only need the one font, which is damage numbers. So how many numbers are there? It's kind of a silly question. There's 10 numbers. So we can make this 10 by 1. So we just have like a very long strip of numbers. Something like, so I guess we're just gonna freehand it. And I'll figure out a better way of doing numbers. This is gonna be 0, 0, 0, 0. We can do this. Looking jank. Looking real jank. Beautiful. I absolutely hate it. That's 2. Well, it's 2 characters so far. This is the number 2. Jank is what gives it charm. Oh, thank you, JK Boys. There are 10 digits that I need to draw. Yes, yes. Oh God. How does a 3 look like? What does 3 look like? What does 3 look? I think they have 3. Okay, so it's. Okay. Okay. Let's do the kind of fancy 4. So it's boom, 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 boom. Okay, 4, 5. God. Just a really long. Look at just an absolute dump truck. Lower half. The perfect pear-shaped figure. Okay. 6. Yeah. I think curves are hard to do without if you're only using a mouse. Oh God. Oh. Oh. There we go. That doesn't actually that actually doesn't look very good, but whatever. 7. I've drawn this like foo in Japanese. The lower half needs to be bigger. Oh geez, it's chonky. And then 9. 9 is just upside down 6. That looks a lot like a comma, not really a 9. All right, cool. That's pretty much it. Everything's looking okay except for 4, which is looking really out of place. But I don't know. 4 looks really small compared to the other ones. 3 and 4 look a little jank. I don't know. These are the lines, so we'll call this layer lines. This is the colors. So let's see, what do we want to do here? We want to make it probably something like this, right? So we'll kind of color in like so. Color around all the edges. This is now an art stream. Okay. Looking real bad, and then we'll add highlights to it later. So we cannot just, or I'm trying to avoid doing everything all on one layer because that makes it really hard to modify in the future. Although I suppose in the future I would just want to redraw this, so it might make more sense to just do this all on one layer. I don't know. We'll think about that. We'll have to think about it. You know what? We're doing it. Everything is now just on one layer. Okay. Congratulations. Welcome to the party. Oh, you know what? That was a mistake. Let's not do that. I still need the different layer because I still need to add highlights. Color. Yeah, otherwise it's too hard to add, I guess, a little bit of visual flair to each number. I remember when I was a kid, I used to want to be more of an artist. But as I, grew up, kind of worked with more and more artists, realized, man, I'm kind of bad at drawing, aren't I? Yeah, like I was bad at drawing, and also at the time I didn't want to practice. Because I was like, I used to be of the opinion that you're either good at something or you weren't. But I think my opinion on that has changed. So I think you can be good at a lot of stuff. You won't be the best, which is probably where I was more going towards. But I took it too far to the extreme in that opinion. Yeah, so I think you can become good at a lot of stuff if you put in the work. If you're willing to work for something, you can become pretty good at stuff. You won't be the best, but, you'll still be better than 90% of people, which is not bad. But I think when I was younger, it was you're either going to be the best or you're not. And of course, that mindset is really bad to have. Because if you're not the best, then you automatically become the worst and you become super discouraged, which is, admittedly something that kind of happened to me when I was a lot younger. But now, I've kind of accepted my place. Never will be the best, but being good enough is pretty good. You don't have to be you don't have to be the best, you just have to be better than the next guy. Me telling myself when I'm rigging up my model, exactly. Love it. Drinking that copium. Yeah, but I think that's something. It's something I wish someone told me, or I guess more emphasized to me when I was a lot younger. Is that you don't need to be the best. You just need to be better than, your immediate peers. And that's usually good enough. Oh, and these use gradients, which is gross. Let's just do an outline. Oh, you know what? I should have outlined this beforehand, but whatever. Yeah, I think in terms of rigging models, I'm not too bad at that. I wish there was a better way to do model rigging in Blender that didn't require a plugin, but that might be like a personal problem, once again. Because I think rigging a model, I actually like rigging models. What I hate doing is, I guess, really, really precise weight painting. Now that's tough. In Blender, at least. Because I don't know. I wish there was more of like a way to maybe I'm missing it. I wouldn't say that I'm very good at Blender, but I know enough. How does that look, by the way? That looks kind of bad. You know what? Goodbye. We're just gonna go with yellow. Oh jeez. Yeah, so like I think a lot of Blender stuff really changed for me when I realized that what's the word I'm looking for? When I realized that you could, I guess, you could modify each face individually, and to kind of like patch up individual parts of your model that look kind of bad, right? And so I was kind of looking for something like that in terms of weight painting, for when you're rigging your model and all that. But so far, I haven't found anything that allows you just to like make tiny adjustments like that. Maybe there is a way. I haven't looked too hard. Anyways, that's jank. Let's just send it. Assets. These are like damage numbers, or I guess these are just numbers. Let's call it numbers. Numbers. Exports, numbers, send it. There we go. Let's go back to here. I think we have an add-on, so let's enable it. Or I guess not an add-on, a plugin. So enabled. How do I use it? Numbers are beautifully greasy. Yes. Resource, texture, font. Oh, interesting. So resource, texture, font. Oh. That's probably not good. What's happening? Core script language. Global classes has classes. True. Something doesn't seem right here. Tool. Blom, blom, blom. Handles. Texture, fonts. Open editor. On file system changed. Is there no plugin.gd? Let's see. Yeah, one of these days I would like to hire like an actual artist, but that'll be probably in the far future. Texture fonts. Open editor, close editor. That's weird. This is texture fonts.gd. Where's plugins? That plugin? Oh, the plugin config. Okay. Texture fonts.gd. Okay, that's fine. Exit tree, close editor. Close editor. Weird. What if I just restart the thing? Yeah, but I would like to hire an artist because I feel like whenever I do any sort of asset stuff, it just eats up all of my time. But it's maybe it's just a personal problem. Maybe if I do it enough, I'll just get used to it. You know, we'll Stockholm syndrome myself into being good. Yeah, it's not here. Texture font. No, oh, it's a bitmap font. Okay. Ooh, now this is fancy. Look at that. So add or select a texture. Okay. Numbers. Look at that. Characters in texture. False. There's just one. Wait. I think it's, yeah, I can just do 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then each rectangle is going to be 256 by 256. Okay, so that's a limitation. where I can't see. Upscale texture, huh? Okay. Something about this doesn't seem right. So rectangle size? How big can I make these? Well, it all really depends how fancy you want the art to look. Well, I want something that looks good. Like, I don't think my art looks very good, but that might be just a personal problem. Rect size is the area your characters fit into. Oh no. So this is might be a problem. I think I made these too big. All right. So what if I go back to here? Documents, resize tiles, and then just resampled. Nope. Nope. Let's go back. Don't save the changes. Just open it again. Your art has charm to it? Maybe. Maybe. It's simple. It's very, I think for developer art it's not horrible. Because I do, I guess, understand the basics of art. Like I can do art, I'm just not good at it. Oh, look at that. Okay, I mean, I guess that works. They look a little fuzzy around the edges now, but what can you do? All right, so save that, send it, overwrite without whatever. So now they're all 100. Okay, so I think that'll work. What am I looking at? Yeah. Like I understand the basics of a lot of, yo, this tool is sick. I understand the basics of art, I just don't really have the patience for it, unfortunately. What's texture offset? There is no offset. Yeah, I don't have the patience for it, and I, because of that, I'll never be as good at art as I guess I probably could be, which isn't very good, but I'm just an impatient artist. I want results quickly. Oh yeah, exactly. I feel you. That's pretty much exactly me. It's like, I know what I want. I just don't want to have to spend all the time to actually draw the thing. Like, I know what I want it to look like. But I think 3D modeling is a bit different for me. So like drawing, not a lot of patience, but 3D modeling is kind of like, I don't know. It's like it starts looking like what I want it to look like, and I guess I feel a lot better about it. Alright, so height. Let's make this, I guess, 24. Nothing happens. Duck. Oh, hello, Knock. How are you doing today? Let's make it mono-spaced. Hey. Height, the total height your font occupies in text. This is usually your rect size, Y value plus some spacing. Oh. 100. Oh, interesting. That's bizarre. What's gap? 0? What if we do 0 gap? How's it going? It's going pretty well. It's going pretty well. I have I'm just working on. Have you ever played MapleStory, Knock? I keep asking people this, and I keep getting a negative response. I changed the align. Let's not change the align at all. No, but a friend is crazy about it. Yeah, I used to play a lot of MapleStory. So what I'm doing, as you can probably tell from the stream title, is I'm making a Hunter Story clone. So Hunter Story is a fan game based off of MapleStory, which is pretty cool. And so the idea is, all right, and before I forget, let's not let's save this. This is damage numbers. Yeah, we just kind of throw it here. 1,000 hours at least. Oh yeah, I'm probably the same way. Like that's probably like the game I played as a kid because MapleStory is pretty easy to run, right? It's entirely 2D. You know, everything on the client side is pretty light. But anyways. Oh, this is numbers, damage numbers. Cool. Okay, so it remembers what font it is. Neat. Anyways, Hunter Story, it's based off of, the original uses MapleStory assets, and then you are some sort of bowman, and then you just shoot at enemies that are walking across the field. Right? And then you accrue score, you accrue EXP that you can then spend on whatever. Right? So that's cool. And so that the reason why I'm working on this today is because I wanted to play Hunter Story again. However, it's a Flash game from like way back in the day. So you need to, you know, download one of those Flash conversion players that you can then run the thing, etc. So instead of doing that, I decided, yeah, what if I just make my own? It seems pretty easy. I have most of everything, most of what you actually need. This is kind of the last part, which is damage numbers. So yeah, so you could still try to play it on Congregate, but I don't want to have to play the SWF, or I don't want to have to download the SWF web player. So now we have damage numbers. And so now I need to see how I want to do damage numbers. I'm a little not really sure what to do here. So if we go to our combat screen, this is our combat screen. We have several things here. So we have our player, which isn't a Node 2D. We have our arrows, which is just a container for all our arrows. Enemies, which is a container for all our enemies, and then our enemy spawn points. So all enemies will just spawn from like way out here. Because I think that's actually how it worked in the original game too. So they just kind of spawn slightly off screen, so you can kind of see them like instance into existence, pop into existence. So let's see, I think I'm probably gonna do something like this. So we'll do just damage numbers. And so all damage numbers will just be, you know, they'll instance in like that. How nice. So let's do it. Let's do it. So export var damage numbers path node path. Let's see, on ready var. Oh yeah. I'm also getting a little nervous about my current streaming setup, because I've been, as mentioned before, I am streaming off of a laptop. It's a pretty beefy laptop. Has a 2060, not to brag or anything. But now the laptop is starting to, the battery is starting to bulge. So, because the lid no longer closes flat. So I've had this happen before. It'll still work, however, I'm a little worried. Everything I care about is backed up, but I don't know. I'm starting to. I wasn't planning on having to buy a new laptop or build a new computer anytime soon, but I might have to. So we'll see what I decide to do. Yeah, because what I was trying to do is I wanted to wait for graphics card prices to go back down before I start planning out my new build. However, I might just be forced into making a decision now, which will be very sad. Because I don't want to buy another laptop. That would be kind of silly. Right, because I am doing like actual development nowadays. So I think I might be forced to buy from a scalper. Support the scalper economy. How sad. You hate to see that, dude. But don't really have too much of a choice, so. Damage numbers node equals damage numbers. Why can't you get a replacement battery? I don't know. It's because this laptop isn't really repairable. It's a Razer. It's a Razer blade. So I've looked into it, and it looks sketchy at best. And so it's like, I could get a replacement battery, but not sure how well that would work out. Also looks very expensive since it's a Razer. Remove the battery and keep it plugged in all the time. I could. I could. That's all. Yeah, I suppose that's another option. Just double down on the jank. Yeah, could work. Could work. It's honestly better than using the swollen battery. That is true. It's also less of a fire hazard, so I won't die in just horrific accidents. So another plus, to be sure. Alright, so we have our damage numbers node. And then I guess we'll just pass that node along to the arrow. So each arrow, var damage numbers node, some sort of node 2D. And then we'll just pass it along. It's a bit jank, but it will work. So arrow damage numbers node is equal to just our own damage numbers node. That's pretty dangerous. I think the accepted advice is not to use a battery if it's swollen at all. So yeah, remove it. Yeah, it's not super swollen yet. So I'm gonna keep using it. But maybe I'll have to take it out. I don't know. Because I'm not even sure if it's like if the battery is swollen or if it's just like the lid is messed up. Because I can't really tell. All I know is it doesn't lay flat, which in my experience means the battery is swollen. But yeah, swollen at all is the point. Yeah, well, I like to live dangerously. You know, I used during school, when I was still in school, I used a laptop with a swollen battery for like half a year before I realized it was really dangerous. You know, I had an inkling. I was like, I should probably Google this at some point. Like, is it dangerous to have a swollen battery? And then just one day, someone was passing by. I was like, hey, dude, your laptop isn't looking too good. I was like, oh, yeah. I've been meaning to Google it, but I wasn't sure if it was dangerous. And he was like, yeah, it could probably catch on fire. I was like, catch on fire, huh? That sounds pretty bad. Sounds pretty bad. Yeah, tempting fate. It is true, I am tempting fate. No, that's okay. I think we'll be fine for at least a little bit. At least a little bit. Alright, so there's a good way to do this. So we want to do... we want to get the size. We want to get half the size and then center it. The position. Yeah, so the rect position. So we'll add a script to this. Damage number. We just kind of slap this into entities. Because we're lazy. Oh, did I not? Oh, I saved this in the wrong place. Hold on. Alright, move this over to entities. Move this over to entities. There we go. Alright, so here's the plan. So in order to have damage numbers pop up whenever you strike an enemy with an arrow, we will we'll instance one of these. So we'll just preload this on every single arrow. Every single arrow will only have I guess one chance to deal damage unless you have, I guess, a special type of arrow, which is possible. I remember that being in the original game as well. So entities damage number text scene. So here's the kind of API. So we'll do, so if body is in group, enemy group, then one, we'll queue free ourselves. We'll call the receive damage on this function, because I can guarantee that every single enemy will have this function attached to it. And then also, we'll do, or maybe this should be on each enemy, not in each arrow. That might make more sense. Yeah, that probably makes more sense. So each enemy will emit how much damage they took. Right? Like should damage be emitted from the arrow or from the enemy? I think that's always my biggest question when I'm calculating collisions, is who should be reporting the collision? Because I don't want both of them to report the collision, I just want one of them to report the collision. So, should the arrow report it? So arrow's already doing receive damage. Oh, sorry for blowing into the mic. You know what? Let's put this on the enemy, because I think it's a lot less finicky. TBH, the better choice would be neither, right? What do you mean? So how do I report collisions then? Or who handles the collisions if it's not either one of them? Right? I guess that's my question. I'm not sure if Godot can do it. I eagerly await a response. The collisions are an event between two objects. So so you're saying you just have like an external event handler somewhere else? Yeah, well, I don't think Godot really has that. Yeah, unless you were to just, I guess you go with my my OpenSea Face GD solution of having some sort of big signal broadcaster. Yeah, that seems a bit too much. I think it might work in like a, I guess you had like a ECS type system that might make more sense. So collisions are always handled by the collision system, and then that collision system can then, you know, handles your collisions, right? That's not really how Godot works. So at this point, we do need to make a choice. Who handles collisions? I think I'm starting to convince myself. Yeah, this seems bad. This seems really bad. Instead, I think enemies should emit their own damage numbers and also report their own damage numbers. You know, all the arrow cares about is that it hits something and then it reports. It calls the appropriate functions. So like take out all of this. We'll go to player. Get rid of this. And also we don't need to like pass on a reference to a reference, which is weird. Instead, we'll go to combat screen. So whenever you spawn enemy, and this is debug stuff. So blue snail, one of the first enemies you encounter in MapleStory, I think. I'm trying to remember. Beginner Island, is it blue snails? It's been a while since I played it. I played it somewhat recently, actually. Not somewhat recently as in like in the past 2 years, but when I was still in school, I picked it up again for like a summer. I played the crap out of it. Post Big Bang, I should add. Which I guess if you're not hooked into the MapleStory meta, that means nothing. So basically it just makes the game a lot less grindy, which is a good thing for casual players, not a good thing for, I guess, purists. I personally think making the game less grindy was a good thing, even though the game is pretty much entirely about grinding. It just let you hit, you know, higher levels faster so you get access to more skills so you can grind more efficiently, blah blah blah. So blue snail, damage numbers node, then on our base enemy. So really the only difference between each enemy, which you can kind of see here, The only difference is really just the animations and then the sprite. So we have 2 animations. We have killed, which looks pretty good. I like it actually. And then you have this one. Oh, and then of course we do need to reset. So a very MapleStory-esque movement animation. Except MapleStory is like good pixel art, whereas this is like garbage. Well, it's not garbage, but it doesn't look that great. Anyways, on receive damage, that's not pixel art. Yeah, it's not pixel art whatsoever. Pixel art is hard, man. Pixel art is hard. Where it's hard to do good looking pixel art, I should say. So damage number is equal to damage number instance. And then we'll do just embrace the hand-drawn aesthetic, I suppose. Would you call this hand-drawn? This is more like a kind of like an old Flash style aesthetic almost, right? Which also very familiar with. Call deferred. Hit with an add child self. Well, no, self damage num. And so there's a few things that we need to do with damage number. We'll do the inconsistent lines between frames gives it a hand-drawn feel, I think. Yeah, it's a very Flash animation feel, I guess. No, it's not really Flash animation. There's a specific style for, I guess, redrawing each frame. I forget what it's called though. You can mix in a paper texture, make the drawing a tad sloppier. How would I do that? A paper texture. Or like kind of overlay a paper texture on top of it? Is that what you're saying? Yeah. I suppose, yeah. Could even do that with a shader. That would be cool. So I don't even need to mess with I guess the base files. It would just need to be... so the base files are always clean, and then I just kind of post-process it with a shader. Yeah. But we're not going to do shaders just yet. Oh, you know what? How would you do that? how would you apply a shader, a paper texture? So we have paper texture CC0. Open game art, that's good. Please don't be porn. Okay. Pretty easy. I don't know. What is this? This texture looks pretty high resolution. I guess we'll download it. It is CC0. Public domain. Cool. Alright, do you have a... I don't know, Godot, shader, overlay, texture. Sprite overlay... I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I understand fragment shaders, but how do you throw in the texture? Alright, so you have a uniform, sample 2D base texture. Let's see, texture, uniform, drag and drop. Okay, cool. Alright, I mean let's try it, I guess. Let's do it. We'll do it live. Don't have too much confidence in this, but let's figure it out. Should probably stop putting these all in the same directory, but so it goes sometimes. Ooh, it's a big texture actually. That's a really big texture, I think. Now I'm thinking about it. How big is that texture? Yeah, I think I need to downscale this a little bit. It's fine. Okay, well, if you say so. Have you seen AAA games? Yeah. I suppose that's true. Alright, so material. We want a new, I guess a new canvas item material. How does this work? Probably not one of these, huh? Particles, animation. Hey. How does this work? Okay, so I guess I need to make this a shader material, huh? So new shader material. New shader. Yes. New shader. And then I need to grab someone's shader because I never remember how these go. You're gonna write the shader, right? Yeah, I'm gonna write the shader. I think I saw this one, shader type. Let's just copy this one and we'll work off it. So we'll have, this is our texture. Let's see, let's just call it text. So vector for, yeah, I guess, yeah, we'll just use this, base texture, or paper texture. Hey, if base.a, what is it? Float and int. Oh, actually, how old is this? 1 year? So 1 year later, and then all the textures break. How nice. Unknown identifier. Okay, so we don't need to do this. And then there's no over. Copy the one in the Reddit post. Yes. Way ahead of you. So this is a fragment shader. If base transparent. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing with this. So color, we can grab just the base texture, right? That's our base texture. Uniform input, read from texture, color B. No, you're just not looking at chat. For now, just return base. Yeah, okay. Well, if you want, we can just return base. Why not? Well, probably shouldn't do that. Let's do. No, color equals base. Oh, jeez. I don't know what I'm doing. Color equals base. I don't usually do shaders. Shaders have become the 3D modeling of my memory, aka I learn it once, then just forget how it works afterwards. So I threw this onto sprite, so then this should propagate. Right, material, yeah. Alright, yeah, looking pretty good. I thought you said you knew fragment shaders. I used to know fragment shaders. I wrote that shader that one time, all those months ago. That did silhouettes behind certain types of buildings. I just see white. Yep. Sounds about right. Because there's no inputs. So shader param. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, there it is. Phenomenal. Actually, probably don't want to do it here, right? Probably want to do it, since we're doing just a paper, I guess, aesthetic. So we should do it on our base enemy. So we'll load in assets, paper. This doesn't do anything, but then this should just inherit, which is good. So then we go back to our shader, back to shader. Glad I have your approval. So then I need to, I'm trying to remember. How do you do this? Why not have a screen shader? I suppose that, yeah, I don't know. I think that would look kind of weird, but maybe it wouldn't. I think it's slightly better to have a different shader on each thing, so you don't just have like a overlay. That's what I was thinking, right? Because everything already looks like this, right? Nothing really has an outline besides the damage numbers, but I think that's appropriate. So instead of having just a big overlay, the overlay is just duplicated on each little thing. So let's see, how do you mix things? Vertex functions, I know what I understand the idea behind vertex functions. I guess I don't really understand what vertex functions do in 2D. I know in 3D they allow you to kind of manipulate the mesh. So if you wanted like waving grass, you would like pass in a sine function to some grass, and then it would wave. Add a uniform to change the amount of blue in our sprites. So then we just modify. How do I? Oh, is that? Oh, that's that. Oh, that's it, huh? So base. Hey. If you're new to shaders, read this. Please don't be. Okay. Rename base to overlay and make a new var called base that's set to texture. You really need to look at chat more often. What? I am reading chat. Question mark. So this is your texture. So that's your built-in, and then yeah, then it just gives you that, and then yeah, vec4. That's not how you spell vec. Vec4 overlay is equal to texture base texture. I guess just the same UV. Then what would you do? Here. And then if so, I only want to draw it on points where the base is not transparent. So you do if base A is not 0, then how would you mix it here? That's my question. So then I think we just need, I think color always needs to be set to base. I think that's known. Mix the colors, let's do something simple, I guess. A times the factor times plus B times 1 minus factor, that's a different type of mixing. So you would do I guess do you even need base at this point? Or I guess you would need it to mix, huh? So color dot, oh, you would need to mix all of them, wouldn't you? Is equal to a new vec4, and then it's like base R. What kind of mixing are you thinking? Well, just a little bit of the paper texture just on top of the whatever this is, right? So you have a little bit of the paper lines on it, but not too much. You don't need to pull RG, really? Really? So you just do base times, say, I don't know. I think the base should be the primary texture, so that would be 7.7. Just calculate directly on the vector 4s. Okay. Overlay. Just looking at your code at this point. 1 minus 0.7. Nope. Oh, right. Nope. Int and float. Oh, come on. You knew what I meant. Oh, and then else color dot a is equal to 0. Just call direct 1-0. What am I doing 1-0? Get rid of the if check? Why? Right, I think the if check is necessary, otherwise you'll just have like kind of white space all around it, right? Isn't that? That's what the if check is preventing, is the white space. Otherwise, it would apply the texture to the entire size of the sprite, and so you would have like this kind of white rectangle. Yeah, I know things. I know things sometimes. Uniform float. Just call it factor. We'll set it equal to 0.7. And so this is the factor. That's fine. I was gonna say color A is equal to base A. That's fine too. Okay. I am not dead. Congratulations on not being dead. I'm happy for you. Actually, I suppose that would be faster, huh? So you would eliminate branching if you were to do it like this. Color A is equal to base A, and then you just get rid of this entire line, or this entire block, and it would do the same thing. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. So it still looks a bit jank. I wonder if we turn it up to 8. Yeah, but you get less of the, I guess, the texture. I don't know if it's faster, but it's shorter. Yeah, well, isn't it, it's one of those micro optimizations that you can apply to your code. So if you know that you are always gonna run, if you know where your hot path is, instead of doing, you know, a branching operation, you just incur a constant cost. Something like that. I've read that in one of those, it's one of those programming blog posts about micro optimization traps, and that's one of them. So yes, if you need to squeeze out a little bit more performance, that's what you could do. Yeah, don't try to outthink the compiler. Yeah, well, I mean, it is like a hard branching operation. Like, this will never be, I guess, optimized. You'll always have the branch. Because it does branch here. So if you have a guaranteed branch, you could eliminate the branch by just having the constant cost. That's the idea behind it. Now, is it faster than the branch? It's hard to say. But that is what you could do. I don't know. I feel like I need to edit the image. I feel like I need to edit the image. Let's go into paint.net and we'll open it up. Let's see, it's in dev, Hunter Story GD. We'll go paper rough. I think we can just make this slightly more transparent. I think that might work. So what's half of 255? 128. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. Can't see a thing. Yeah. I wonder if I draw under it, can I see anything? Not like this. Yeah, okay, so you can kind of see under it if you draw. Okay, so... It's like, how do I up the contrast on this? I know there's a way to do that. It's on adjustments, contrast, and then we can just jack up the contrast. Ugh, my eyes. And then, now if we do this, I'm not sure if it's there anymore. Yeah, I think okay, so what probably happened was we lost some of the detail, I guess. It's really hard for me to tell. So you can see here that we have very subtle texture lines. However, you want to down the contrast? I thought we want to... Really? Oh, I'm on the wrong layer, by the way. Background. Contrast. We want to down the contrast? Doesn't that just make it really dark? I think I want to up the contrast. I don't want to down the contrast. If you down the contrast, it makes it blurrier. I think roughly that, and then down the brightness a little bit. That's probably good. That's a bit more visible. So let's, I don't know, let's give it a save. And then we go back to this. I can't tell. I still can't tell. Okay, that looks a bit better. I think we can probably make this a lot darker, actually. What does black and white do? Nothing? Hue saturation? We can make it really dark. I don't know. Brightness. We can still we can turn it down even more. And then save. Adjustments. Hey, okay, there we go. There we go. It's a bit too dark now, but I like that. So now it has a little bit of texture on it. Easy. I wonder if it's a bit too dark. Or maybe if my eyes are just broken now after like staring at the really light picture for too long. Wait, did it get darker? Oh, don't do that. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. This shouldn't change. I think that's fine. Yeah. So we load in. And I can probably just apply this shader to everything, really. Or maybe just the enemies. Yeah, see, now it's really dark. Boing. It's a good shader, though. Yeah, let's do this one more time. So let's just absolutely crush it like this. You can use the other mixing methods. You can use other mixing methods. Yeah, but I'm not going to. I have to follow you, our Godot streamer 1 in a million. Thank you for the follow, X Lewis Pro X, Lewis Pro 53. I'm assuming that's how you say your name. You have the X's. Okay, so I think this is good. Lewis is fine. You know blend modes in Photoshop? Are you talking about like something like this? So yeah, blend modes. So you want me to do like a lighten, maybe a darken? So just hit it with one. Okay, not that. Yeah. I do Godot stuff. I also wrote these streaming tools. I wrote this in Godot. I do a lot of open source stuff. So this is written in Godot, Lewis. The stream overlay that you can see on screen is also written in Godot. One of these, you can throw them around. Yeah, figure it out in paint.net, then replicate in the shader. Well, you don't need to do that in the shader, right? As long as I have direct access to the texture. It'll just kind of work, right? Oh, don't do that. Yeah, so we're kind of cheating it, but it'll be boring. Doing the shader means more power. Does it? I think it means more processing power. To be sure, you're making the shader more complicated than it needs to be. Like this, I don't really need to do that in the shader. I think the only thing I really need to do in the shader is like get rid of these rough edges, but you can tint, color, replace, do way more programmatically. Yeah, but like if you already have access to the image, there's not a lot of reason to do it in a shader, you know? That's how I see it. It's like you're just making it more complicated for pretty much no reason. If you can modify the texture now, and then, you know, if you need to modify the texture at runtime, I suppose that's a valid case. Think about making stronger snails by replacing the blue with red. More complicated only because you don't know. Yeah, well, I mean, it is more complicated because it, it does require more processing power to do it. Learn now and it's simple in the future. There's... So, if you're talking about palette swapping the snails, right? Because there are blue snails and there are red snails. So you could do it like, yeah, I guess like as a learning experience, you do have a point, but I think there's other techniques that you can use for, it looks so washed out. More work, more assets, bigger game size. Yeah, I guess it is more assets. So the file size does go up. Yeah. There's plus and minuses to both techniques. So I mean, like, your palette swapping is not more processing power. Well, it's not palette swapping, but like, how would you do palette swapping here? Like the asset is not made for palette swapping. So there's not really a good way to do it. Or I suppose I would need to make like a base, you know, use this as like the base asset for palette swapping, right? And then I would need to, you know, look for that specific color. I feel like I'm frozen. Hue shifting. Yeah. I know you can palette swap inside of here. Selective hue shifting. Yeah, isn't it like if you wanted to palette swap, you would just you would have to look for a specific color. And so I would need to look up how to replicate this specific color of blue. And so modify the base texture depending on some sort of uniform. Right, because I know that my assets only have so many colors, so it makes it easy to palette swap. Yeah, like I understand what you're saying, and I reject it. You think it's complicated because you don't have any experience, but it's honestly way easier than manually shifting a ton of enemies. Yeah. I know. I know. I'll need to think about it. Like, I get the idea behind it, at the very least, but I don't know if it's really worth it. I guess that's where I'm coming from. Like, for simple things like this, I think it just makes more sense to modify the asset directly. Way less work. Well, yeah, it's way less work once you get it working, I guess. That's true. It's a lot less vibrant. I guess you can't really see the texture anyways, huh? Well, I tried. Well, I think if you want it as like a learning experience, it's good. But for this one instance, I don't really see the point. Right? Because then I would need to create a shader for pretty much every single enemy. Right? Every single enemy type would need to have a shader. a specific one just for palette swapping, which is, I guess, wouldn't be too bad. So for blue snail, I think I would just put the shader here. I think do this really quick. Resave that. Remember, you're a coder, not an artist by your own admission. If you learn basic shaders, you'll have more capabilities in your art skills. I suppose. Yeah, well, I'm just thinking. So if you wanted the palette swap, right? So then this would have to be specific to the snail, and then every other snail would have to inherit from this blue snail, right? So then you would add it as snail. Where is it? Yeah, give me this. Hello, Anwa. How are you doing today? Here's our shader. This is our shader. So then we would just have to have, I don't know, some sort of color to palette swap to. So that's a bit tough. Well, actually, there's only 2 colors that we need to palette swap, right? That's not a diss, it just has... Works for everyone. Artists are better off learning more art than learning basic coding. Yeah, it's specialization is skills, but of course, I'm not someone who really specializes, unfortunately. Uniform. I don't know, color? Is it called a color? So this is shell outline. And then uniform. Is it called a color? Or is it shell fill? I feel like this is not color. What is the data type? I mean, where's the reference? Still, I've said my piece. I'm off to lunch. Good luck, whatever you choose. Thank you. Appreciate it. It's good input. Guess we'll still figure it. We'll still try to figure it out. Shading reference. I suppose for palette swapping, it does make sense to do it like this. But I did leave a lot of room as well in the original sheet for just making small adjustments. And that was the point of doing everything in different layers as well. So let's see. Color. Is it just, or are colors just vector 4s? I guess. So it's not color, we just pass in a vec 4. And then a vec 4. So, no. Built in, what are the data types? Shading reference, shading language. Do I not have color? Color. Or is color a... It's not a sampler 2D. Color. Which one of these is color? Boolean data type. Vector, unsigned int, material. No, that's matrix. No? I guess you'll just have to manually fill it out. Color is a vector 4. Yeah, well, I was looking for a specific color. Okay, really gone now. Alright, goodbye. Get out of here. Let's see, let's grab this one. That one is this. Adjust swatch. For uniforms, look at hints. Hints? Let me see. How do we hint at it? Uniforms. Float, blah, blah, blah. Uniform vec color. Hint color. There we go. What was it called? Hint color. Hint color. Yeah, get a color picker. Oh, baby. Look at that. And then I just need to grab this color. And then this is our base color. Oh geez, hex code. Yeah, so we can do this, I think, right? So this is our shell. No, this is our shell fill. And then this is our, get out of here. You really need to read more? No. No reading. Reading's for nerds. Take it easy, Knock. Shell outline. No. One of these. Shell outline. Am I not allowed to do this one? Oh, it's because I... Hey. Hey. Did I copy this wrong? Adjust swatch. It's FF. There we go. Right, so those are our two things, I guess. Let's see if I can just hard code it in, I guess. Just so I don't lose it in the future. So this is, or does this just have RGBA on it? It does. Okay, cool. So this is going to be equals vec4, and so that's 77101. No, 770, then 10, 101, 180, and then just 255. Isn't that valid? No, okay. Invalid arguments for function. Okay. 255. That should be fine. There we go. Hey. Looking a little broken. Yeah, that doesn't look right. What happened here? What? Okay, well, I guess we won't do it that way. Let's do it this way. Oh, geez. It's not looking too good. Let's open it back up. Let's close it and then open it. So hopefully we can unbreak it. Nope, can't unbreak it. So do that, bring it back. Editor's just broken, I guess. So that's the shell fill. I don't know what's going on with that. Shaders, man, how do they work? Send me. So uniform, vector 4, this is shell outline, hint, color, one of these, then we'll just post this into there, give that a save, and then wait. So that's not how you would do that, by the way. So these are the base values that I need to use. Huh. Hold on. Hold on. So if we wanted to do replacement, okay, so I still need some way, I guess we don't need a uniform, we just need like a const. So these are the base const vector for base shell outline, which is equal to vector for, and then I just need to grab this value somehow. So adjust swatch. This is, it's not 77. How do I express this in... I guess we don't need to do it. I can just hard code it. For now, until I figure out how to... until I figure out how to have these exist as constants. So this is going to be the same. That's easy. That's easy. And so, oh, actually, now I'm thinking about it. That's 0.3, 0.39, 0.7, 3397. So if I were to do something like this, 0.3, 0.39, 0.71, would that work? Okay, that's how you do it. Okay, so I just need to pass in the like the decimal value, not the actual RGBA values. Interesting. So that's 369, easy. Back for 0.3, 0.6, 0.9, 1.0, and then we can turn these into consts. Like that. Something, no hint. Right. And so here, if we want to do palette swapping, then we'll do... Oh, and then we can have, I guess, an on and off switch as well. So like uniform, bool, should, palette swap. Something like that. And we'll just equal it to false. So don't palette swap by default. Then here, we'll just have like the one branch. So if should palette swap, then we'll do if color is equal to base shell outline, else if color is equal to base shell fill, then we'll do something else, right? Something like that. And so we'll do thinking. What do we want to do here then? If color is equal to base shell outline, then color is now equal to shell outline. Will you snail? Hello. I will, sometimes I will snail. Always in private though, never in public. Shell fill. Okay, I think this'll work. So this allows for easy palette swaps. At least that's the idea. So if we go into here, we go into, I've been bullied into creating a shader. Send help. So this is now red snail, right? Red snail. We will copy the shader. This is now a unique shader. You can see here. Shader params, should palette swap, and then shell outline, we'll just make it red or something. Shell fill, we can make it red or something. Alright, so the shell outline needs to be darker, something like that. But in public is even better. I don't know what that means. At this point, I'm too afraid to ask. Alright. Actually, now I'm thinking about it, that's incorrect. Right, because I believe the snail shader actually applies first. So... yeah, okay, hold on. The snail shader applies first. So I need to grab all of this stuff. So copy this stuff. This. Go back to this shader. Slap it into here. Go back to this shader. Grab this. And then this needs to happen before this. Yeah. Something like that. Will you snail is a game? Is it really? Will you snail? Will you snail? Is this a Ligma? Oh. Will you snail? Oh, an unconventional platformer about outsmarting a talkative AI. Dropped its first official gameplay trailer, announcing its release for 2021. You play as a snail going up against an evil AI called Squid. Interesting. Interesting. Alright, so here we go. Here's the shader. So, should palette swap? Yes. If should palette swap, and then if color is equal to base shell outline. Huh, it's not really, doesn't really seem to be applying just yet. So this is red snail, by the way. Oh. No? What? Oh, this is, I was doing it on the wrong thing. So this, just zero this out, it doesn't matter. I switched to phone. Oh, baby. Gotta love the phone. Don't really watch too much Twitch from my phone, so I cannot talk about the phone experience. Glad you are committed to watching the stream, though. Support is always appreciated. Going to sleep. Yeah, fair enough. It is starting to get pretty late, especially for you, I think. Alright, so this is red snail. I'm not really sure why it's not working. In my opinion, the shader should work, but that's not really how programming works. So if should palette swap. Let's see. Or actually, we don't even need should palette swap, right? We could just do it every single time. So I can hear you when I fall asleep. Does my voice sound that good? You just enjoy listening to the dulcet tones of my voice. Oh, you know what? It's probably this part. It's probably that part. Yes, it's really soothing. I'm glad you think so. You can go real, like, big boy ASMR hours here. I'll just kind of get really close to the mic. I'll just whisper into it, just like this. No, we're not doing ASMR. Big boy ASMR hours, though. Imagine, though. Alright, so if I took out this part, will it palette swap? Save. No. Absolutely not. So that's not how that works. Color is equal to... Or actually, what if we do... this. So grab all of this, slap it over here. And so we kind of calculate the palette swap beforehand. All right, it was a good try. I think that would have worked. Your ASMR would be squeaky toy duck. I don't know how to do a squeaky toy duck noise, so I got bad news for you. Times 1.5. That might make it a bit brighter, maybe not. How do you make things brighter via code? I guess it would just be like color equals, can you do times equals in here? Is that valid? Oh yeah, it is valid. What do you know? Look at that. Okay, I guess that makes sense. Pallet swapping not working quite just yet, but you know, we're learning a lot. We're learning a lot. Turn up the factor as well, so we have a very kind of subtle texture on it. Okay. Well, red snail isn't looking very red right now, I can tell you that for sure. So let's see. I feel like we don't need to have is palette swap, by the way. But maybe, nah, well, it's protecting us from another branch. Learning as you go. I am learning as I go. I don't really know what I'm doing. So this is our base. This is our base texture, which is the snail. So this means that we're working off of, I guess this thing here, right? If I say something weird, I blame autocorrect. Always good. Gotta be careful with that one day. Can't blame your computer for everything. Your computer knows when you blame it. Computer is not happy. Let's see. I wonder why this isn't working though. So these should be correct. Not A. RG. I think you can swizzle like this, right? RGB. Yeah. And then RGB is equal to RGB. It's still not working. Especially 2 languages. I'm on phone now. Don't worry. I'm very good at reading bad English. So no worries about that. I don't know. I'm trying to figure this out. I feel like this shader should work. So if we should palette swap. What if we just take this out of the if statement? What if the if statement was the one that was messing me up? Maybe not. What to do? What to do? Base RGB, which is this is the sprite texture. With UV. I hate how there's no built-in documentation, but that might just be a me thing. Canvas item shaders. What does texture get? What does texture get? Texture. What are the built-ins? Let's see. I really should read this more since this is I think shader programming is something that's just entirely different. It doesn't really, well, I'm not really familiar with parallel programming. Interpolation qualifiers, uniforms, no. Built-in variables, no. So texture, sampler, So what did I do? This is texture and UV. Okay, so UV is just one of the built-ins. Okay. Yeah. I guess we can just do this, even though it doesn't work. Let me grab one of these. So this is the well, let's grab the fill. Well, let's grab the outline, and then we can just test this out really quick. I'm just sitting here being fascinated by all. Sounds like you're high or something. let's see, base is equal to one of these. No. Let me see. Or am I able to just modify the base texture? Can I do that? So get rid of this. And then we just modify the texture directly. Texture. Invalid member for sampler 2D expression. No, you cannot do that. Okay, good to know. Good to know. Yeah, so this is correct. This logic is good. Do they not match exactly? Maybe that's it. It can be that I'm tired. It's possible that you're tired, yeah. It must be pretty early in the morning for you. I apologize. I'm usually a bit more productive than this, but I'm not. Shader programming is something that I'm not familiar with. So, this is our base texture. We can grab our texture by, yeah, well, read from texture. And that's our color. So I can't do that here. It's 5 AM, but I'm in night shift mode. Oh, baby. I didn't work the night shift. I've never worked, like, the night shift, but I worked second shift, which is, like, it's like 4 PM to 2 AM. That was possibly one of the... Well, it wasn't bad. I actually liked it a lot, but it did really mess with my sleep schedule. Why isn't this working? Oh, hold on. Wait a minute. No. Yeah, okay. So it is reading it just fine. I'm just not able to compare the colors. So what I need to do, I need to check to see if the color is a specific color, right? Because it's always going to be, like, I have a specific color. I know exactly what it is, right? It's one of these. And then the base shell outline is just based off of this blue snail. And then if base RGB is equal to the base shell outline. I have day shifts and night shifts. That messes me up. Oh, I can believe it, man. That's tough. Having both day and night shifts. I think just having one will allow you to kind of, like, adjust your sleep schedule, but having both, that's tough. That's tough. Anyways, I think I'm going to call it here. I'll need to think more about this texture stuff. Or this palette swapping stuff. This makes sense to me, but I guess it's not actually how things work. Or did I get these backwards? Are these backwards? No, they're not backwards. Okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna need to think about this. Yeah, it's not even like a syntax error. I don't know. This is shell. Fill. But yeah, I'm gonna call it here. I'm too mind flooded. I don't know what to do anymore. Anyways, thanks all for tuning in. I'll be live tomorrow from 9 to 11 PM Eastern time, working on something. Probably trying to finish up the UI rewrite for this program here, which is almost complete. Anyways, you know, check out the Discord in the description below. Check out my socials, you know, GitHub. Lots of code is free and open source on there. Anyways, You know, I will see you later. Goodbye. Take it easy, Gozen. Oh no, everything is still in the way. Hold on. All right, goodbye.